Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News.
Good afternoon. The news continues at 12:30. Bill Bryant and Barbara Bailey for WKYT.
There's light snow on the ground in parts of our area this afternoon.
It started falling around 10 o'clock this morning. It was just enough to cause quite a few problems. WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris is tracking it now on our first alert defender. Micah.
Well, it looks like the Southwest still another shot at picking up a little light snow on top of what they already have down toward the south, or what you already have. And anywhere from Richmond southbound, that's going to be your best bet. I-64, I think you guys are done with the snow. Anywhere from Moorhead to Lexington, that'll take you through Bath and also Montgomery counties. Even Clark County, I think you're pretty much done with. You'll get some flakes, but the heaviest snow stays south of that, into the 150 area, through Springfield, off into Danville, and all the way south. Now, there's a big void spot right now, and I am getting reports off Facebook and Twitter saying, hey, it's finally getting a little snowy there in London. You have a little bit more on the way if it sticks together. But you saw the bulk of it where it's at, and that's where you have those winter weather advisories until 4 p.m. for those regions. Not a lot. Most of us just are right there below 1 inch, but it's enough to cause some issues. Now, we'll have up and downs with this weather pattern, but we'll go up in the next couple of days, and that's always good news. I'll show you how high we go with those temperatures for the weekend. Nowhere near where we have been past few days. That comes up in a few minutes.
Okay, we'll see you in just a bit, and we thank you.
While the snow didn't amount to much, it was enough to create slick conditions on the roads. There were several reports of crashes along I-75 in Madison County.
WKYT's Victor Puente shows us the problems the weather is causing today. It's our top story at 12:30. Victor?
In the last half hour, the backup along I-75 has cleared up. Deputies told me it had been a pretty quiet morning until a layer of snow came down on the interstate. For about 2 hours this morning, there was a scene similar to this one every few miles along I-75. The traffic cleared most of the snow off the road. The shoulders give you some idea of what drivers had to deal with this morning. A deputy told me a few of the crashes, like this one, had injuries, but most didn't. Dispatchers tell me they had at least 6 wrecks in the county once that snow hit. This driver lost control near mile 92, sending his truck into the embankment. Closer to the Fayette County line, another driver slid into the barrier. When deputies saw the forecast, they knew they'd be busy. They tell me they didn't know just how busy.
We don't expect as many as like we've had, especially all at the same time, but we do expect accidents, obviously. Of course, if people would just slow down when it's snowing, it would help tremendously.
The backup in the northbound lanes was a couple of miles, but you can see traffic moving just fine behind me now. Deputy Crutcher told me if drivers would just slow down when it snows, they could eliminate a lot of these accidents. In Madison County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Victor, thank you. The light snow also caused slick roads in Jessamine County. The school district canceled afternoon preschool and kindergarten because of the conditions. The roads have since improved, but emergency officials are still urging drivers to be careful if they're out and about. The snow also causing problems to our west. You can see a car off the side of the road and on its top on the Bluegrass Parkway near Elizabethtown. A viewer tweeted this picture to our Chris Bailey. And several other schools plan to close early today because of the wintry weather. We have the list at the bottom of your screen, also on WKYT.com.
And of course, we'll keep that continuously updated. Other news now, a disturbing discovery at a southern Kentucky school. The superintendent of Corbin Independent tells us that somebody put a camera disguised as a smoke detector in the high school's faculty restroom. Police are now investigating. There is no word on who put the device there, but WKYT's Phil Pendleton is tracking the investigation. A story new here at 12:30. Phil?
The superintendent here at the Corbin Board of Education says he's deeply troubled by this, and he says what happened was that a smoke detector looking device was found in a staff restroom. He says they don't believe that a student had access to this room. He says it was more than likely an adult. But he says that this device was put there to spy on people, and now he says he's turned over all the evidence to the City of Corbin Police Department.
They discovered that some of the teachers were saying there's a smoke detector in there that we haven't seen before, and it's not our smoke detectors put in. So that's kind of touched off looking at it closer and finally determined that yes, there really was a camera within it.
The superintendent says to the best of his knowledge, these devices are legal. You can buy them actually on Amazon or other websites. He says some people buy these smoke detector devices that are actually cameras to spy on people that they think are possibly doing things that are not good. In this case, he says it was put there to perform an illegal act. We're going to have much more on this later today, but for now, in Corbin, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Phil, thank you very much. We'll add that apparently that device has been sent on to the crime lab for testing. We are learning some new details today about a child dragged by a school bus. It happened yesterday on Clintonville Road near US 60 in Winchester. According to the sheriff's report, the child is a 6-year-old with cerebral palsy. The daycare director at Loving Touch Learning Center says she was helping him off the bus when his jacket somehow got caught on the bottom step. She tells us the driver took off before they cleared the bus, dragging the boy about 15 feet. He is at UK Hospital with a broken wrist and pelvis. The daycare director was also hurt. Parents say it was terrifying for the students who witnessed it.
They were crying, they were just distraught and just kept talking about it.
Actually, it was all 3 of them this morning when I took them to the bus stop. They're scared to death getting on the bus now.
The sheriff's report identifies the bus driver as 43-year-old Tammy Howard. The report says she was distracted and inattentive at the time of the crash. We have a call into the Clark County School Superintendent to find out if Howard is driving today.
A missing 13-year-old Kentucky girl and her 18-year-old boyfriend have been spotted in another state. The Grayson County Sheriff's Office says Cheyenne Phillips and Dalton Hayes were seen in Manning, South Carolina Monday. Investigators say the pair made 2 purchases using stolen checks at a Walmart. They haven't been seen since. The couple is also accused of stealing 2 cars while on the run. Police are worried what could happen if they aren't caught soon.
Our biggest fear is that they steal another vehicle and that a law enforcement agency will get in pursuit of that vehicle. And obviously, the outcome of that is usually not good.
I want to say, please come home. You know, we love you, miss you all, and we need you home, you know, and safe.
Now, Dalton's mother also claims Phillips told her son that she was pregnant. Phillips was last seen wearing black sweatpants and pink cowboy boots. Police say Hayes was wearing a UK Wildcats t-shirt. Police have arrested 2 people accused of snatching an elderly woman's purse. Mary White and Brandon Collins are charged with theft and evidence tampering for the incident outside Meyer in Richmond on Monday. Collins is also charged with hindering apprehension. Police say they recovered the purse and some of the items inside.
Well, Bardstown's newly elected mayor is already finding a unique way to help out the police. John Royalty helped police officers tackle a suspect who took off and ran away while being questioned. Royalty has law enforcement training. He says he just happened to be in the right place at the right time. All right, so the mayor stepping in.
Good work there.
Well, walking to work could lower your risk of early death.
And is depression an early warning sign of Alzheimer's? Ebony Williams has details in this Better Living report.
Exercise that burns between 90 and 100 calories a day, like a brisk 20-minute walk, could reduce the risk of early death between 16 and 30%. A new study from the University of Cambridge measured the physical activity and health of more than 334,000 Europeans over 12 years. Researchers found just a little exercise could go a long way, while a lack of exercise could cause twice as many deaths as obesity. Depression and anxiety could be some of the first warning signs of Alzheimer's, according to a study in the journal Neurology. Researchers followed more than 2,400 people over age 50 for up to 7 years, finding that those who developed depression and behavior changes were more likely to develop dementia. But the study authors warned the jury is still out on the exact link between Alzheimer's and depression, and more research is needed. And women with higher insulin resistance may be more likely to develop breast cancer after menopause, regardless of their weight. That's according to a study published in the journal Cancer Research. Researchers still recommend women watch their weight because most obese individuals often have insulin resistance. And those are some of the day's top health stories. Ebony Williams, CBS News, New York.